Oh dear. I'm gonna get back at it. All right, what the fuck was I? Turn this shit over here. This is not a very flattering angle. And I'll look better for that like this. Bam. Whatever. Lighting ain't that great, but who cares? All right. The Bible is not a good source of morality. Of course, you can make many of the same arguments against any other holy books that has ever been written, I'm sure. And I'm being, again, Christocentric here by admission. I'm sorry, not sorry. Before we go on to the topic at hand, let us remind ourselves for a short while of deontology. Deontology is a moral framework famously championed by Immanuel Kant. Deontologists believe that there are things that we categorically should do, things that ought to be done irrespective of the context. No matter how good the effects of an action might appear, the action might still be bad. Kant, as the deontological flag bearer, argued that there were moral laws and prohibitions that ought to be adhered to regardless of the consequences, and that people should not be used as a means to an end. Imagine again a scenario where someone needs to be saved. A deontologist would act according to a rule such as Kant's categorical imperative. Act only according to that maxim whereby you can, at the same time, will that it should become a universal law. Saving others could be willed as universal law, and we should do it unconditionally as an end in itself. Let's apply deontology, though, to the Bible and Christianity. It's wrong to commit genocide, but God and Yahweh did it. It's wrong to lie, but God did, certainly by proxy. It's wrong to rape, but God sanctioned it. It's wrong to own slaves, but God allowed for it. And so on. You get the point. Apply a deontological, arguably absolutist moral framework that Bible believers use, and this can include all those of the Abrahamic faiths. Deontological and absolutist to the Bible itself can cause great logical discomfort to those believers. I'll now furnish you with some further Hebrew moral Bible lessons. Noah's flood apparently means mass murder is okay if you're messed up your project. When things get tough, don't bother trying to change people. Just give up and start again by drowning all the people and all the animals apart from a few. Mutilating a penis can change God's mind. God was about to kill Moses until Zipporah, his wife, took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched Moses' feet with it. This caused God to let Moses alone. That is found in Exodus 4, verse 24 through 26. Slavery's fine, just don't treat them too badly. Yes, at no point is slavery outlawed or condemned in the Bible, even by Jesus. In fact, it's countenanced. If you kill a slave from beating them too much, you will be punished. But if the slave survives a day or two, there shall be no punishment, for the slave is his owner's money. That is in Exodus 21, and practically the whole motherfucking chapter of Exodus 21. Homosexuality deserves death. Oh dear, that is Leviticus 20, verse 13. Victims of rape must marry their rapists. If a man comes across a virgin who is not betrothed and rapes her, and they are discovered, the rapist must pay the father of the victim some money and then marry her, for he has violated her. That is in Deuteronomy 22, verse 28 and 29. It's okay to test someone's loyalty by making them almost kill their own son. The story of Abraham and Isaac is morally abhorrent. God, incredibly powerful and awesome, orders Abraham to sacrifice his son as a burnt offering to show his fealty. Just as Abraham is about to kill his beloved child, God's angel intervenes and stops him, providing a ram instead. Close shave! Abusive. God loves to kill children and animals by the nation load. The Exodus account is a funny one, and by funny I mean absolutely morally disgusting, because the Pharaoh refuses to let the Hebrew people go because God itself has hardened his heart. God sends down a number of plagues to wreak havoc on the men, women, children, and animals of the whole nation of Egypt. The plagues are water turning to blood, frogs, lice, flies, livestock, pestilent boils, hails, locusts, darkness, and the killing of firstborn children. Honestly, actually consider that God enacted these punishments on the entire Egyptian people, as though they could all be culpable for the Pharaoh's decision and all be evil enough to deserve torture and death. And remember, this was the torture and death of animals and children too. Genocide. God is love. Nothing represents the pure, unfiltered love of God for all of its creation, like killing billions of organisms in a flood, or slavery, or killing gays, or making women marry their rapists, or genocide. Take your pick in the Bible, Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 6, or 20, verse 10 through 19 for starters, or there's this lovely passage from Numbers 31, verse 1 through 18. Have you allowed all the women to live? He asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and were the means of turning the Israelites away from the Lord and what happened at Peor, and so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. What this holy book seems to be teaching us is that violence and death are the answer to pretty much everything. These represent just a tiny section of what could be taken and exemplified from within the Hebrew Bible. Let me take some time to a bit more Christocentric in quoting some of the truly problematic things that the New Testament gospel writers claim Jesus said. Here are a number of problematic Jesus quotes. This one's from Luke 14. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father, mother, wife, children, brother, sister, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Another author and former minister, David Madison, PhD, Biblical Studies, points out in his analysis of this quote in his book, 10 Things Christians Wish Jesus Hadn't Taught. Imagine if a modern religious leader said this. What would people think? Precisely what I think when I read it. No divided loyalties. Your cult comes first. This is about cult loyalty. I wonder how many Christians really follow the words of God in incarnated human form in Luke 14. Verse 33. So then, none of you can be my disciple who does not give up all his own possessions. I'm not sure how you can adhere to the prosperity gospel whereby pastors have a number of private jets and gazillions of dollars when you read the words of God like this. I bet Joel Osteen doesn't have this as a Sunday reading. Divorce is fairly common these days, representing about 50% of marriages. But in Mark 10, Jesus says, and he said to them, whoever divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her. And if she herself divorces her husband and marries another man, she is committing adultery. A very problematic quote from Jesus sees him not wanting everyone to access his words in repentance. As Mark 4 states, as soon as he was alone, his followers, along with the 12 disciples, began asking him about the parables. And he was saying to them, to you has been given the mystery of the kingdom of God, but for those who are outside, everything comes in parables, so that while seeing, they may see and not perceive, and while hearing, they may hear and not understand. Otherwise, they might return and it will be forgiven them. The ramifications of not accessing the truth and not believing are very clear, as the Gospel of John elucidates. The one who believes in him is not judged. The one who does not believe has been judged already, because he has not believed in the name of the Son of God. The one who believes in the Son has eternal life, but the one who does not obey the Son will not see life, but the wrath of God remains on him. God appears to be holding revelation from some people and then punishing them on account of their not believing. I've given you but the smallest of tastes of what the Bible contains. There is so much more. Luckily, there are whole books written on the moral problem of the Bible, and I suggest you read around on the subject. Thankfully, in modern times, we have done a much better job of morality in documents like the UN Charter of Human Rights. Such documents involve the use of modern, enlightened moral reasoning. Christian apologists claim to adhere to some form of deontology, and yet this kind of moral absolutism causes moral mayhem for them when looking at the Bible. That said, I'm not a fan of deontology as this larger idea of moral realism, and I do think it is a hard system to defend for a naturalist, or for anyone really. But when defended by the theist, the Christian here for the New Testament, through Jews and Muslims as well as for the Hebrew Bible, it appears to be a case of referring back to a 2,000-year-old book for absolutist laws that make no sense today. Times have changed. Genocide's not so cool anymore. Dashing babies' heads on rocks is frowned upon. Slavery, unless you're waving a flag at an American political insurrection, is generally considered poor form. What do we do these days? We do moral reasoning first, then appraise ancient books for their moral value based on our moral reasoning. What we shouldn't do, but a surprising number of people still do, is assume the moral genius of a very old parochial patriarchal book, spend the rest of our lives mentally contorting and gerrymandering to square those absolute moral claims and lessons within our own modern moral reasoning. It's an impossible task, but it doesn't stop people from trying. I love this book. I motherfucking love it. Oh, my fucking ashtray. It's over here. Shit. Booyah, Sean. Oh, fuck, man. That's what I said. Jesus never existed, bruh. Like, hey, I mean, I'm not a mythicist, but I could be. Like, I don't believe, like, I'll concede that some itinerant rabbi walking around preaching doomsday gospels or whatever may have existed. I'll give you that, but I'm not giving you nothing else. Like, because, I mean, I can't even verify, we can't even verify scientifically, evidentiary that this man's name was even Jesus. When he was born, we can't really verify that. You know what I'm saying? We don't. No, there ain't nothing we can verify about this man. So, but like I said, hey, if motherfuckers thought this some dude named Jesus or whatever walked around at some time, all right, whatever. I'm not giving you that he walked on water, turned water into wine, fed a whole bunch of people like one piece of bread or a fish or whatever the fuck it was. Or spit in the dirt and heal blindness. I'm not giving you none of that. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. We don't have no evidence for that shit. And I'm not a credulous person. So you have to do better. This? Nah, son. Of course not. This is This is whatever is the opposite of weed. You know what I mean? What's going on? Mary Jane and he beat. Nigga dog. Was timed out by Mary Jane for 86,000 seconds. Ain't that a bitch? I wonder what that motherfucker did. Damn. He's gay. I'm interested. Satanic story time. Hot date is not gay. He's my lover. Y'all are silly. No, I'm just like androgynous-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers be thinking I'm gay. And I don't correct them. I'm just like, whatever. Maybe I am. What's it matter to you? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm 10% gay. Maybe I'm just 2% gay. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm like 77% gay. Like, whatever that means. Let me go down here and shit. I already had to put them in timeout for spouting off their Jesus bullshit. I mean, that's what's up, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They can say that shit. I don't give a fuck. It don't bother me. I just don't want no racist shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say no racist shit up in here. Like, I ain't with that shit. Or no, like, bigoted shit. But I for real, I'm wanting to like debate somebody for real, like on this shit, like these motherfuckers, or at least like we can have an exchange. It ain't gotta necessarily be a debate, but just like a back and forth. We can talk about the shit, you know what I'm saying? But they gotta go live with me, you know what I'm saying? And we can do it that way. But I already know whoever would be willing to do that is gonna be trying to use the Bible as their like source material, or like, you know what I'm saying? Knowing you can't do that. Like, it don't fucking work that way. That's like me and you trying to decide whether or not the stories within Harry Potter are real. And then you keep referring back to the Harry Potter novels. I'm like, bruh, what? We're trying to decide whether we should even give any validity to these books that you keep referring to as the evidence. It's like, that's not the evidence, motherfucker. That's still part of the claim. Like, so I already know, like, that's what I'm dealing with. Plus, when I be looking at some of these comments and shit I be getting, I'm like, these motherfuckers do not know what they're talking about. Especially if, like, because most of the time they don't even address the point that I'm bringing up in the video. They're just like, oh, he's wrong. Like, well, how so, motherfucker? Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway. Taruki, I appreciate that. What's up, Pastor D? Pastor Dean in the place to be. I'm glad you're here. For real, as someone who suffered from religious trauma, your channel is so good. Well, I am very happy to hear that. I just be trying to stick it to the Christians. I mean, if they're so like adamant that we like accept their doctrine or whatever the fuck, then it's like, well, how about you accept it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how about you accept your own doctrine? How about you know what your doctrines say before you start trying to press it on me and shit? You know what I mean? So that's why I be trying to like, or reconcile the shit that I bring up. You know what I'm saying? Or just do some fucking thinking into your shit is all. You know what I mean? Like, shit. It said, fake it till you make it. That's what these motherfucking Christians be doing, dog. They be so un-Christian, like, until you bring up the subject of God. Then all of a sudden, it's like a light switch or some shit. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, they're holier than thou. All of a sudden, they're more sanctimonious than anyone else in the room. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what we were doing up until that point. As soon as you bring up their faith, oh, no. Ching, ching. Fucking immediate. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't even know what you call that. Like, defense mode activated. Apologetics. And the apologetics are so terrible. Like, if you like the average person who tries to like make apologetics for Christianity, the worst you ever heard. Like, just the worst gobbledygook nonsense. They ain't got nothing for you. Like, because they don't read their Bibles. Like, the average motherfucker don't read their Bible, bruh. I know more of their Bible than they do. And I don't even believe in the Bible. I just read it so that I can say I know it better than you do. You know, what the fuck? And not only do I read it, I research it. Like, they don't read it or research it. They just listen to whatever the fuck the preacher said, or whatever their family members said, or whatever that person on that fucking TikTok channel they follow said. No one actually does any of the fucking hard work. So I got to do the hard work for them. Like, God damn it. I got to look up and see what your book says. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Why don't you know this? Why don't you know it say this? What the fuck? We definitely be doing some spiritual LARPing about an hour on Sunday, not gonna lie. At least you're keeping it real. What the fuck, Pastor? He keeping it real. Don't hate him for being real. You know what I'm saying? I'm an ordained minister and I never read the entire thing. Just 15 minutes online and you can't sit. I know, but I'm like, I ain't trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got too many books that I've read also to, refute the entire notion of Christianity, or at least the notion of the triomni God, because it's almost at this point a logical impossibility. Like, he can't be a married bachelor, you know what I mean? Like, we're not putting a square in a circle or whatever the fuck they say. Like, I mean, that God is not logically possible. It's just not. So, like, either your God doesn't have those characteristics, or your God does have those characteristics and therefore does not exist because it's an illogical impossibility. Live action role playing. Who needed to be told that? How did surgery go? Well, it went well enough that I'm here. Like, it was a good surgery, so I'm told. I guess it went well, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the same issue that I had. Now it's just really pain that's really just at where they did the incisions at. That's mostly where the pain is. Like, I'm laying down right here on this fucking couch, but like, this is not doing me any favors because just the contact with my back, with the fucking back of this shit, ooh, it's like peeling a Band-Aid off the wound every single time. Like, I don't know why I keep laying back. It's so stupid and counterproductive. Especially when I gotta like roll over to the ashtray and shit. Let me just sit up. God, fucking hell. Ooh-wee. No, let me put the phone here, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. I had to close the window because it's like right there, like the neighbor right there. Shit. She probably know I'm fucking crazy. I ain't got none of my bling. I ain't got on my rings. You know what I mean? I ain't on my hat. I look basic as fuck. But it's okay. If God was real, water chestnuts. Wait, what? Ashes wouldn't exist. Kendrick in a heartbeat. I don't know. Okay, OG, what you blowing on? I don't even know what it is, son. Like, I just ordered this shit from the dude and he bring it. And the shit come thick, fluffy and shit. Like, man, these buds, bro. Ah, fuck. You sent me some motherfucking fire, bro. But, I mean, that's all he really only keep fire, like, so I don't mean no, it'd be some kind of kush. Man, I assume this shit almost got like gelato texture, you know. I thought they was about to do something violent. I'm tripping. Anyway, what up, Nutty? Yo, Dave, my gramps trying to convert me back to being straight by paying me like $200 to go look at a half naked dude in a towel for over 2 hours. I guess that's what you mean by in a tee or in a tank top or some shit. That's weird, bruh. Like, what? Just, I don't know, take the money. Definitely take the money. It's like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna probably need at least 5 more sessions of $200 per session. And then it could be working. I'll come up wherever just to keep getting that goddamn, like, you gonna pay me. You clearly just want to give me this money. I take it. Under your pretenses, if that's what I need to do in order to get it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the one getting played here, and I'm coming up. So whatever, you know. Like, if you're gonna be bigoted, well then damn it, you're gonna be bigoted and broke. or at least bigoted and fleeced. Shit, you know what I mean? What you rap with? I always pretty much rap with the same thing, man. White grape, white owls. That's just my shit. I've been smoking white grape, white owls for like ever. It used to be. I used to smoke the peach white owls, but then like I don't know when I converted to white grape. I want to say maybe like 2009 or some shit. I've been smoking white grape since. Goddamn it, like. That's my shit. I just prefer white grape, white owls, you know. Because I don't like fucking with backwoods. I don't give a fuck. I don't do what the rappers do. I don't need to switch to backwoods because all the rappers talking about backwoods. Fuck them. Fuck backwoods. I don't even want to like deal with that shit. Like, no, this shit been working since I've been rolling blunts. Like, I'm just so fucking, I'm sticking with this. Like, what the fuck? Straight up, son. My black Anton LaVey. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I be striving to be, well, I mean, I know Anton LaVey was an avid reader, and I'm an avid reader. Like, I read a lot of books. Like this one particularly that I've been reading, I had already read it twice. This will be my third time because it's just a fucking good book. Like, and he makes such good fucking arguments, and I just like to retain all his arguments because they're so fucking good. But I don't even get to really even, you know, I don't even get to use some of the arguments because they address questions that don't regularly get raised by the typical fucking person in my comments. Like the typical person in my comments who try to make an argument, if that's what they call themselves doing, isn't even an argument. Like, so there's nothing for me to like refute or rebut or like offer a counterpoint to. There's nothing there. Like, that's why I'm like, no, these motherfuckers ain't ready, bro. Like, they ain't ready to like really get in this shit with me, son. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. We went all from Anton LaVey to that. Jafar from Aladdin. I like that too. And since you mentioned that, that was like one of my favorite, in fact, is one of my favorite antagonists from all animated movies. Like Jafar was my shit. Like I just thought he was dope. Like the way, you know, calm yourself, Yago. You know, just the way he just, I wonder why. You know, just I'll be the Sultan. I just like the way he carried himself and shit. You know what I mean? So like it's just funny you brought that up. Don't say Scar from Lion King, because that's like pretty much all you got left. Or Merlin. Like I think Merlin would be like the last, you know what I'm saying? Like grant me. He's a love Stephen King books. Also, I don't fuck with Stephen King books. I mean, I just don't fuck with fiction. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to read shit that's like the most fiction I read is the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Bible's pure fiction. So like that's really the only thing I read that ain't real. All the other shit that I read is pretty much historical or addresses some historical shit, even if that historical shit it's addressing isn't real. But still, you know, do you fuck with Slipknot? Fuck yeah, I fuck with Slipknot. Fuck you, me. What? Hell yeah, I fuck with Slipknot. Man, you better, hey, y'all, why don't y'all check out my playlists? Like, I got whole ass playlists. You know what I'm saying? I got a Slipknot playlist, a Metallica playlist, a Megadeth playlist. I got a fucking, like, I got all kinds of like Motorhead, fucking Alpha Wolf. Man, I got all kinds of playlists. Like, check them out under my, you know what I'm saying? Like, go to my homepage and then go to, like, what is it? Playlists, community, some shit. And then see, and like, you're like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, I done did all kinds. Like, I see I got, like, over 3,000 videos I done posted, most of which are me, like, doing video, like, songs and shit, because that's what I started out doing, really. But, yeah, man, y'all gotta check out my playlists, bruh. Check them shits out. Give a player some love. Y'all got 3,000 videos to go through of like 16 seconds max and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, go check out my videos. As long as you don't dance to the Barbie song, we good. I ain't did that. I think somebody wanted me to dance to that, and I just couldn't. I might have. I don't fucking remember, but I want to think that I have it for real. Had you listened to Slaughter to Prevail, the Russian guy? You talking about Alex? Alex Terrible. Fuck yeah, man! I've been fucking with Alex Terrible and Slaughter to Prevail since like I want to say since like 2010 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I've been fucking with Slaughter to Prevail. Like, I ain't got that mask yet. I've been wanting to buy that goddamn skull mask, but it's just like, bro, I'm poor, son. Like, I can't afford that motherfucker. They want like $100 for that motherfucking mask, which I would gladly pay. But it's just like, oh no, bro. Like, I ain't got it. Like, not for a mask, and I'm only gonna wear it online and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, anywho, but you know what I'm saying? Thrash and new 80s, 90s rapper. My man, I feel you. My manager saw a chair move on its own just last week. We saw a glass and we can fly off the shelf. What pretty busy about we just like what? I mean, that's all you can say. You can't explain it. That's the answer. That's your explanation for that unexplained phenomenon. I don't know what happened. This is what I thought I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, but other than that, I can't tell you what really took place. You know what I'm saying? That's the honest assessment of the situation. You feel me? Yeah, I can't explain it. Bullshit. I made a comment on one of your shorts about it. That's why I brought it up again. Oh, okay. I feel you. Yeah, I mean. Fucking hell, bro. It's hard not smoking cigarettes. I told you I didn't stop smoking cigarettes. I need a cigarette so bad. I'm like, no, I don't. But I feel like I do. But I'm trying to keep it. Like, it's been a week. It's been a week, son. It's officially been a week. Yeah. Because I last had a cigarette last Friday. Like, around, like, it was just before the ambulance came and picked me up, took me to the hospital. So it would have been around, like, I don't know, around, like, maybe 7, 8 something in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I hit a cigarette just before they, you know what I'm saying, had to take me onto the ambulance. And that was the last time I had a cigarette. And so it's like I'm trying to just keep it. This lady walking up towards the house with a cigarette. It's like I'm noticing this shit. I'm trying not to fuck with it though. I'm trying to keep this going. But if I can't, oh fucking well, you know what I'm saying? If God's not real, then everything just sucks. If God is real, then everything's scary, and I got a lot more questions. I mean, first you have to start with like, well, what question are you trying to answer? And then it's like, once you have that question, it's like, have you done any honest investigation into the question? Like, have you figured out, is there an answer to this question? Is there maybe not an answer, but something that's satisfactory, like some explanation that you could live with, you know, for that question, you know, and then just keep going from there. Like, that's what I did. Like, I don't want to say that's what I did. That's what I'm still doing. Like, I just want to fucking, whatever question I have, I don't care what it is. I just want to do the investigation, do some research into that position to see if, like, because like I said, I want to believe as many true things and as few false things as possible. And in order to do that, you have to have you have to apply and be willing to apply a healthy dose of skepticism, specifically to your own deeply held beliefs. Got to, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know, you're going to be engaged in a whole bunch of what they call it, fucking self-deception, bias, confirmation bias, you know, and other things. So that's what I've been doing. That's why I've been reading so many fucking books, like, and so many different, you know, perspectives on different topics, you know, because I want to know. Like, I don't have all the answers. I got some answers, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell you I can have an opinion on certain things, and other things I feel like I don't know enough about to give an opinion, because I don't just want to be another dumbass offering his dumbass uneducated opinion on something. It's like, if you don't fucking know, if you haven't read anything, if you haven't done any research, no actual research into the subject matter, why are you offering an opinion? Shut the fuck up. Like, so I believe that. So I'm trying to live by that. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't know something about a subject, I'm just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I wish more people would fucking do that. But so I don't have an opinion on much because I don't know much. I've been studying political science. I've been studying American history. I've been studying American foreign policy, domestic policy. I've been studying, specifically the machinations of the left and the right in the United States, the history of capitalism, where capitalism's headed, new forms of capitalism, socialism, communism, what that looked like, why it worked, why it didn't work, how it could work, what a new sort of socialism or a new sort of egalitarian society could look like in the 21st century. These things. I mean, I don't have all the answers, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just learning, trying to figure out so I can know one way or the other, or at least have a leaning one way or another, given the data, given this, given the information that I've been able to come across, and to analyze. So that's all I'm doing, because that's all. Like, I just want to be intellectually honest, have some intellectual integrity. You know what I mean? And like, that's why I felt like if I was even going to start even attacking Christians, it's like, well, I need to know what their book says. I need to know how they even came to putting these specific books together, and why not other books? Like, why were the books that weren't included in the canon left out? Like, why, and all that other shit. And like, what was going on at the time of the canonization? Like, just all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? What's Jesus's historicity? I'm looking that shit up. Like, does this dude really exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, come on. Yeah. I at least wanted to know that much. So I've been studying a lot about even that. I don't care one way or the other if he existed. Like, it doesn't matter a modicum of a shred of a fuck to me if he ever existed. I just want to know, is it likely that he did or he didn't? Or someone like him existed at some point or another. Maybe his name wasn't Jesus or Yeshua or Michael or whatever name you want to assign to him. Like, maybe none of those was his name, and maybe, he didn't do half the shit that, that the anonymous authors of, Matthew, Luke, and fucking Mark said he did, or attributed to him. You know what I mean? It's like, so I just want to know. That's all, because I don't care one way or the other. So I feel like I'm willing to accept whatever the information says. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Christians are like, nah, bro, we only accept whatever sounds right to us. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just have to concede to some shit that I don't want to concede to. Like, I didn't necessarily want to believe that there wasn't a God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of liked the idea that there was a God, someone I could pray to, someone that I felt like was looking out for me and shit, got my back. It's like that. All that shit feels nice. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but when you start to like really take yourself out of the picture and really think about the nature of this being that you claim is looking out for you and shit, and I'm like, well, why isn't he looking out for like I'm 42. Why isn't he looking out for some regular throwaway 42-year-old dude in Palestine or in Yemen or in Lebanon or in Afghanistan or anywhere else in the motherfucking world? Like, why is he so concerned with me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I were a Christian, it was like, well, what about those Christians in any other parts of the world who don't live in the imperial core, or who don't have the weight and the power and the might of the military behind them? You know what I'm saying? Keeping them nice and safe and secure in their little enclaves and throughout the globe. You know what I mean? It's different. That's all I'm saying. It's like, where's God in that situation? It just seems like it's easy to be like, oh, God's looking out for me when I'm in the imperial core You know what I'm saying? When I'm right here in fucking America, or if I were here in fucking Israel or some shit, it's like I'm right here where essentially I can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the might of the military and the industrial complex and you know, and all the powerful states back us up. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing to say some shit then, as opposed to being in one of those other countries that we've deemed enemy states or whatever, and be a Christian and still think the same thing, knowing you don't have the same protection of the US military or the military of whatever industrial power, you know, that you're subjected to. It's like, it's just so easy to say. And I'm like, well, why would I even think that God would be even concerned at all with me when there's so much other horrible things going on in other parts of the world with much more devout Christians than I was? And I'm like, I think there's a lot I'm not considering, and I'm doing a whole lot of like putting some blinders on to make this shit make sense, and it's like, and even then it didn't make sense. So yeah, there's just a whole lot of rationalizing you have to do in order to come to the positions that I've come to, and many other atheists have come to, that it's likely that the God you motherfuckers keep referencing does not exist at all. You know, and there's no sense in positing a deistic God. Like, get the fuck out of here, because you'd be more, I mean, I don't know if that's even less rational to try to posit a God whose existence it would leave no evidence of. Like, there's nothing, you would just have to be just saying there was one, like, which is even more irrational, I think, than positing, you know, your specific flavor of a God, you know, be it a Hindu God or an Islamic or Judeo-Christian God or some other fucking God. Like, that's a leap, to say the least, and an unwarranted, illogical leap to boot. You know, pause this book. 30 Arguments Against the Existence of God, Heaven, Hell, Satan, and Divine Design by Jonathan M.S. Pierce. Forward by Dan Barker. I've got books by Dan Barker too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get some books by Daniel Dennett. He's like one of the only of the four horsemen who I don't have a book by. Because I got like at least two books. I had one book by Sam Harris, but I got another one coming by him. You know what I'm saying? That that I ordered. And then I read at least two books by Richard Dawkins. And then I read one book by Christopher Hitchens. And so I've yet to read a book by Daniel Dennett. So I still got to get his book, or at least one of them. I don't know how many books Daniel Dennett's written, but I got to get them. And same thing with like Isaac Asimov. I like to get some of his books. And yeah, so yeah, buddy. Fuck, dude. Fuck, dude. I'm about to get off of here, man. Y'all, hey, thanks for watching. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta go make me some more coffee and shit and take my medicine. Because clearly I don't sound good, you know. But yeah. And plus it's getting dark and shit. And I'm hungry and I'm kind of like, I love you want to order some pizza, bro. Like, I deserve. I don't know. I just don't want to get Casanos again. Not that there's anything wrong with Casanos. I fucking love Casanos. But I can't. I don't fuck with Domino's. Bleh. I don't fuck with Little Caesars. Bleh. I don't fuck with Papa John's. Not that, even if I could, there's not one around here for ideological reasons. And I can't fuck with Pizza Hut because they're on the BDS sanction list. So that really only leaves like Cousin Vinny's, Happy's, And then like Casanos and Donato's. There's Donato's, but I don't really want Donato's either. They're close, but I don't really want to. I don't feel like their pizza carries over to the next day very well, so I'd rather not have it. But man, like I can't. Like I kind of want Cousin Benny's. I mean, fuck. Excuse me. I'm about to get off here, Brad. I'm tripping, Brad. Oh shit. Where the remote? That's all the way over there. Hold on. Bloody fucking hell. Hold on. Furthermore.
Can be true.
Oh shit.
Even if the argument's fallacious, it's just that you have no way of knowing that the conclusion is true. You have no reliable epistemic warrant or rational warrant for accepting the conclusion.
What's up, him 961? I see you.
So all I was doing with Andrew,
No problem, Death. I'm a chef and I got you.
Is push back and say,
Bro, I'm in Dayton, Ohio. Is that what happens the second you turn 30? Nah, man, that's what happens the second you have a degenerative back disease or degenerative disc disorder or whatever. That's what happens when you live in America for too long. They like, I don't give a fuck about you, bro.
We don't have to explain it is, but if I said one time on a call-in show, somebody that both of us know gave the worst explanation of the salad.
All right, so I'm finna get out of here for real though. Because I'm like hungry as fuck. And I'm about to order some pizza or something.
I don't.
Okay.